Welcome to our final club as part of that journey here in South America.
Oh, yeah!
Hello and welcome back to another episode as part of the Pacific Pursuit, and welcome to our final club as part of that journey here in South America. We have come to Sao Paulo, the team who we beat in the Copa Sudamericana final. We are now with them to hopefully take them to win the Copa Libertadores. It's an incredible club we've come to, arguably the biggest club in all of Brazilian history. 4 times Copa Libertadores winners there, 6 times First Division champions, 3 times Copa Sudamericana, or is it 2 times in game, something like that? Is it 1 time? Is it 3 times in real life as well? I don't really know, but this club absolutely historic. The reason they kind of went out, the manager went out, is because it's been a rough spell of form for quite a long time. We had these games here, which it just wasn't going well for them. They started to drop off a little bit, got out in the semi-final and also lost to Talleres, who are a Argentinian team that, as you can see, not good enough by their standards. And even if they got some wins, it was against teams they should really be beating. And this game, I think, just topped off. And the manager, you keep getting called in for the meeting that you have to see if you go. I think that one was it, and they're out now. But we have a few games remaining here. We've got 2 games coming up today. 2 games we might have 2 games or 1 game, we'll have to see. But then 2 games after that, there, as you can see in tomorrow's episode. But this is the club we are hopefully going to take to win the Copa Libertadores, a massive club we are coming to here. And we finally come to Brazil. I've got the jersey out. I think it's about time. The shades have come out. It's time for it's going to be a very, very interesting time. It's time for a bit of Joga Bonito, I think is the term, and we are going to get straight into that today. Now, in terms of what we're dealing with here at this club, obviously their season has been a bit hit and miss. They've not done well in the Copa Libertadores at all. They have this Brazilian São Paulo State Championship, which is like a pre-season tournament that they do, but it takes so many games. And it's really a lot of games, so it is a really long season that we do have to play here. I don't know if I'd even show any of this. I'd probably just show the games in the Copa Libertadores. Probably won't show any of this. I don't know if it's a big tournament, to be honest, because Sao Paulo win it quite a lot. I don't know how many times they've won it, but they won it this year, won it last year. Did they win it the year before as well? I mean, there's some other big teams in it. We've got Palmeiras, Corinthians, Bragantino who are here as well, but by the most part it is Sao Paulo who do dominate it. I mean, there's 4 groups, or this is the overall group by the looks of it, but it does go into like 4 groups. I don't really know how it works, to be honest, but they do have these groups that they do. So they have 12 games there, and then is it just literally a league table? Because Sao Paulo Corinthians played 17 and they played in the final, I believe. I don't really know, but they have that in the league. They're in 5th place, so I still want to qualify, and I think we can qualify with them. In terms of the squad that we are dealing with, some very, very good players we have in this team. Star player Rodolfo, who is a familiar name, but this one with a H in. He was formerly of Bragantino and then came here recently and has had an incredible last season by the looks of it. As you can see there, for 25 million, quite a fee they paid for him, and he does play in that left winger position and looks like he could be the best player we've dealt with in our time on the Pacific Pursuit. We've also got Martin Cusqueta, another name who we've managed before, overall looking like a decent player, but also in that left hand side, so we'll have to see how we deal with him. Marcos Sargent Tim, he is a right winger but can also go in this right back position, looks like a really good player. Down that side we've got Luis Villegas, who is a Colombian international, quite a few caps there, looks like a decent player in that deep line playmaker role. We've also got Luis Fernando, who will be, by the looks of it, his midfield partner, another player who can play in a number of positions. I think he's played striker for them for a lot of the season, and is looking like quite a decent player. Mateus Franco is a name you might be familiar with, of Crystal Palace. He was for a number of years. Overall looking like a really, really good player in this team, and it's the type of players you want to look to start, really. We've also got Tony, who's a right winger. Also looks like another really good player. He's been with the club for 10 years now and has made a number of appearances. And apart from that, any notable names? The notable one for me is Murillo, formerly of Nottingham Forest, 400 appearances he made in total, and now he's here with Sao Paulo. But this team, really, really strong team. I think there's a lot of players who are in their prime, still young, but have come to a point where they're really good in their career. So I think we've got a really good team, and hopefully we can go and take them to winning the Copa Libertadores. Whether or not it's 1 or 2 games today, I'm excited to get started. Let's get straight into it. Our time with Sao Paulo is going to get underway here. The names are always abbreviated. I don't know why they always do it with the Brazilian teams, but we're coming up against a Brazilian team today, and let's get straight into it. It's the first game here with Sao Paulo in Brazil. So the team for this game against Atletico Mineiro, I thought that's who it was. We've got Mateus in goal, backline of Cusqueta, Murillo, Wallace and Quintaro. We've got Villegas, Luis Fernando and Mateus Franca in the middle, Rodolfo on the left, Tony on the right and De Silva up top. Kick off here in this game with Sao Paulo. This is literally the first game that I played with the team. I've only come in the last few days, which is crazy really. We've got some real good attacking quality, but the defensive quality might not be there just yet. It's 1-0 here for the opposition in the early moments. I think we can get this top 6 spot, but we do need to be a bit careful. It's nowhere near guaranteed, and there's lots of good teams who are going to look to contest. Palmeiras are outside, Corinthians are outside, or just above us. Fluminense are also not doing particularly well. And there will be a really competitive kind of season for us, really, as the ball just knocking it around here, seeing what we can do. We want to get an early bit of possession. We are playing a bit of a pressing tactic. We have gone with a bit of a back 3. We're trying to go back to that 3-2-4-1, see how that goes, because I think that is championship material formation. So I think it's something that we'll really have to look into. But as I said, some real good attacking quality, particularly Rodolfo looking like a very, very good player. But the defense, we've got too much, the wing backs particularly. We don't have enough defensive wing backs. They're all really attacking. A lot of them are actually right wingers and left wingers on paper, and it's a bit tough. We've got Murillo, who's obviously very experienced. I think that's a really good sign. It's actually his first game for the club. That is 2-0 here for Atletico Mineiro. It's very frustrating, but as I said, Murillo, his first game, so we'll have to see what he can do, because it's he's only just coming into this team. He is 33 years of age at this point, but he's developed and has become quite a good player. So I think it'll make sense to see. We need to unfortunately leave the Uruguayan first division behind now. Nacional will be in good hands, hopefully, so we can't really complain too much about leaving them there. But yeah, it's been a bit of a rough start for us here. Mineiro quite below us in the table in their stadium, 2-0 up here. It's not the ideal start, but I guess it's the only way is up from here. We can't obviously go on a bit of a process with this team. Just enjoy the journey a little bit, because this is the final club we will be with. It's the biggest club we will be with, and I think we really need to go and enjoy that fact. Hopefully get the Brazil job at some point, and then see what we can do from there. Here's Rodolfo, his first involvement in the game. He picks out a lovely pass to find Luis Fernando. 22 goals for the season. Can he continue to add to that? He plays it out to Tony, who takes a bit of a loose touch in the end, and that will be the end of that. Obviously, you're going to consider potentially bringing some players over who we will have to see. Some very, very good players in these teams that we've managed, and in particular as well some of those players from our former team. Marcos Vinicius has a goal. It's the first goal of our time here with Sao Paulo. It's De Silva. We might have to remember another striker's name. It's 30 minutes in, 2-1 the scoreline, and the comeback might just be on. That would always be nice, an opening day little comeback. But yeah, Marcos Vinicius may be the type of player we have to bring in. He may be. He's a very good striker, very capable, and I think he could potentially do it. I don't know. I assume the scouting range does extend to. There's another Marcos Vinicius apparently, but I assume the scouting range would extend to Marcos Vinicius. It does there. They don't rate him highly enough here, but that valuation, we could definitely get him in for, and his wage won't be too heavy on the wage budget of 1.229 million there, as you can see, which is always nice. So maybe a player we have to look into getting. Tony plays his back post for Rodolfo. He loses out in the end, but he will give this ball chase, and you'd expect him to take on his man. He looks like a real exciting player, there's times where you just go and lose. Fernando with a shot, he just puts it wide in the end. But there's times when you come to a club, the last time I think I had it was when Shevchenko, you go and you just see a player and you just think they're going to be incredible. You just know, you can just tell, and he's the star player in this team, and I think he might just be one of those players who, we might have quite a fun time with, to be honest. We could get a lot of goals out of him. He obviously probably won't be a striker, but as a winger, we just want him to get involved in these games, and I think he really can go on and do that, and looks like a really good player, and hopefully he can go and have a good debut here. Not debut, but debut under my management. Hopefully he can go and have a good day and put in a good performance and hopefully turn this game around. But that is a bit of poor defending at the back. There's a touch in behind, and that is really poor defending in the end. The first thing to work on has been highlighted too, is we have to improve this defending. If it is just a one game today, then at least that's something we can take away. But yeah, it's incredible to come to such a club, and we are getting close to completing the Pacific Pursuit with that goal in mind of winning the Copa Libertadores, which this team is very, very capable of doing. There's another ball into the middle here, it's over the bar. The team, to be fair, not too tired. I think they've actually had a bit of a break. I don't know if has sharpness gone down potentially. That might be a reason why we're playing a bit poor today in terms of in particular the defensive side of things. If we go and take a look at our players, sharpness going down a little bit, but it's still not really a good performance. Even if the sharpness is at those levels, we could have put a game in. I did think they had a bit of a break, but it's really got to be a little bit better for us, to be honest. But we'll have to see, I'm sure, in those final two games. I mean, we should hopefully be in a position where we are still top six. I assume we've dropped out now. If we go and take a look, we're so sick, to be fair. Palmeiras are drawing in their game, as you can see there, but it looks like we are well clear of a lot of these other teams, so will literally just be these kind of 7 teams, maybe this team here, but Palmeiras are involved in that, and then us as well. But we're not too far off a lot of the teams. I mean, it's Flamengo who are well clear at the top of the table. We've got a load of other teams who are on around similar points. It's is it Internacional? I want to say not Internacional, not like Inter Milan. I mean, it might be actually. I don't know, but they are another team there who are quite clear, but still we can catch them. And then Botafogo, Fluminense, Corinthians, and Sao Paulo, all teams who are in a position to kind of interchange positions with, and it definitely will happen probably in this season. We're going to look to make a few changes. It's not the best opening day in our time here with Sao Paulo for Rodolfo. We'll have to see how he goes really, but I'm sure he'll get up to speed eventually. I think he's just had a bit of a slow start to the game really. Obviously some of these boys, the morale will definitely be down, but we have to work around that, and I think we will go and hopefully bring that up with a few good results. No, the team's not in a bad state really, but they've just underperformed, and I think the manager was going to go anyway, so it definitely is the right decision for him to go in the end. Here's Cudqueta, Luis Fernando, Tony, lovely ball, and that's 3-2 here. The comeback might just be on in our first game with Sao Paulo. It's a lovely finish. The ball is going back to the centre circle, and you do think that it is going to be onside. The decision is going to be, will it be goal given? Surely we've not walked all that way for it not to be given. The goal is given, and that's 3-2 now in this game. We've made some changes, particularly in the attack. 3 changes made. I mean, I think if the inverted fullbacks don't work, it's hard really. It's a very modern thing, and a lot of these players may not have adapted to it straight away. If we have to go and change how the fullbacks operate, then we have to do it. We're also playing quite a high line, high press kind of style, and if these players are not used to it, then it won't make sense to play them in that way. So we will have to see. 85 minutes gone here in this game. The momentum is with us, but the final few moments of this game, it doesn't look like the goal is going to come. Maybe it will. There's a throw in here, bit of a counter-attack. The final chance though, you would think if there was a goal to come for either team, as the ball is in the path of the Atletico Mineiro players. I think they won if I'm not mistaken, they played in the Copa Libertadores, or was it the Sudamericana final? If I'm not mistaken, something like that. I feel like I'd seen them in a final somewhere. The final shot goes in there. It's over the bar. It might be an opening day loss, but we put in a spirited performance at times. The full-time whistle goes, and welcome to Sao Paulo. So once again, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy that video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll leave with this little tune, welcome to Sao Paulo, and I'll see you all again tomorrow for the final day of our season. Thank you, bye bye.